Don't just live for tomorrow, or just live in yesterday. Just be glad for all you have that's in today. And though you've come through many obstacles.
Hey everyone, Connie here, and welcome to my blind reaction to One Piece, episode 980. So we're here with another episode of One Piece this week, and we're still kind of in the lead up to the raid on Onigashima. We haven't actually begun the raid itself yet. We're just kind of taking out some small fries on the sea while all this other shit is happening. We have learned the identity of the traitor with Kanjuro, but also Denjiro has returned to the Akazaya 9. Kid Law and Luffy are here to help the raid. Denjiro has brought everyone else because apparently they saw Yasui's hidden message that even Kinemon didn't notice, which is funny because they actually thought Kinemon actually did know and had just been lying about the actual plan and everything. So it all worked out, and Kinemon's just like, oh, yeah, I totally knew that. It's great. But everything is really going well right now. When's it all going to end? When is it all going to get fucked up? Because it's like we're having so much big, positive, exciting stuff happen. This can't possibly last, right? It's got to go downhill at some point, right? And I'm thinking that's probably going to happen with the raid. The raid is not going to go well. I'm still convinced of that. I don't know in what ways. I don't know what's going to happen. But I think something within the raid is going to not go well. We'll have to see, though. I'm definitely excited to find out what ends up actually happening. And so, why waste any more time? We're just going to get right into this. So when the screen fades to black, pause this redirect and go to the description below. Follow the link to the reaction, and after you watch it, come back here to the redirect and resume play. Because after it fades to black and then fades back in, everything from that point forward will be my afterthoughts and will contain spoilers to the episode. So, that being said, thank you so much for tuning in, and I will see you at the reaction. And we are back, and we'll begin with spoilers in 3, 2, 1, now. The first son of the sea, Jinbei, is back. It's such a triumphant return. We haven't seen him all arc. We haven't seen him since the end of Whole Cake Island. And it's been too long, for sure. Because we've had in this arc the reuniting of the crew. All of the crew back together. And the only one missing was the helmsman, was Jinbei. And now he's here, and now the entire crew, the entire Straw Hat crew is together again. And I'm excited. But it really does bolster my idea a little bit on we're getting so many good things happening that this is going to really turn around for the worst during this raid. Because the negatives we had here were definitely negatives. We had Kanjuro's reveal as the traitor and his kidnapping of Momonosuke, as well as, tying up Shinobu with the snakes. But then we just had this constant string of good stuff. Luffy, Law, and Kid arriving. We had the arrival of Denjiro and just all of these 500 plus samurai ready to fight for Wano. Everything's going right. We have Momo's big declaration in this episode. And now we have Jinbei's triumphant return. Things are going to go wrong. And again, I don't know what exactly is going to happen, but something within this raid is going to really go bad. And I'm afraid. I'm afraid for what is possibly going to happen. But the excitement, the hype is right at the top right now. It is just insane. And they're really, I think Oda really put forth the effort to do that, to make it so exciting, so hype, so just intense that this raid and the war that's going to ensue from it, it's going to be massive. It's going to be exceptional. And Oda is just building us up, making sure that we are ready for what is to come. That we are in that just really excitable mindset. So that when all this shit goes down, it's going to hit us hard. And Oda's done this before, plenty of times within this series. The build up to Marineford, like starting at Shabandi, you have the build up to Marineford that starts at Shabandi, all the shit that happens there, the Straw Hat crew getting separated, you have Amazon Lily, you have Impel Down, all this stuff building up and building up and building up, and eventually coming to a head at Marineford with just honestly, it may not be my favorite arc, but is easily the biggest and most impressive arc of the series, up until Wano, of course. It was just such a big deal. And now we have this, and it's kind of the same way. All of this stuff just building and building and building. Kaido, they've been building Kaido for a long time. Technically, he was first mentioned back in Thriller Bark. And they've really started building him up pretty much since Zoe, pretty much right after Doflamingo and everything. They start building up with Zoe. He's built up during Whole Cake Island a little bit as well. And now we're finally really getting into the meat of things with him. We got all of this backstory with Odin and everything to help hype all of this up. Shit's going to go down. Shit is going to go down during this raid. And it's going to be insane. And I could not even begin to guess how this is going to go down. So I'm excited. I'm very hyped. I like that we got a good declaration from Momo. I briefly mentioned that, but let's talk a little more about that. I really like that because we're really within this arc seeing Momo step up to his role. He's following in his father's footsteps and becoming the leader that Wano needs. And I think that's really a big deal. We saw him give the speech at the prison. We saw him now give this declaration here. Don't worry about me. I'll be okay. Go to Onigashima, defeat Kaido and Orochi. I'll escape on my own. And Luffy declared right back, I will save you. We will go to Onigashima, we will defeat Kaido and Orochi, and I will save you because you are my friend. And that's all the motivation Luffy needs. We've seen that plenty of times in the past. We saw that with Eni's Lobby. If someone that Luffy considers a friend is in danger and needs to be rescued, no matter what the situation, no matter what the cause, no matter what the dangers, he will go for it. And you know his crew will back him up in that, even if they're scared. You don't think they're scared of facing down Kaido? This is easily the biggest threat they've ever faced. Much, much scarier than anyone they've come across. You don't think they're scared? You don't think Usopp is scared? You don't think Nami and Carrot are scared? You don't think Chopper and Brook are scared? Of course they're scared. Even Zoro and Sanji, who are definitely the braver ones of the group, of course they're scared. They're worried this is going to go wrong. Everyone is. But true courage is doing what's right despite fear. Courage is not the absence of fear. It is doing the right thing despite it. And that is what we see time and time again from these characters. And I really love that they're continuing to show that here, even while not actively like throwing it in our faces, because it makes sense through the world building, through the character building, through all of the context of this entire arc and everything that's set up for it. So I'm continuously impressed by Oda's writing and the fact that he can get this stuff across without actually saying it at all. But yeah, we've had a few episodes now just of the precursor to this raid. And it's been pretty damn intense. A lot of shit has gone down since we've come out of the flashbacks. And we're still not actually in the main event of things. And with Big Mom and Kaido working together, this raid is going to be insane. Plus, there's other characters shown in the opening that we have not yet actually come across. So they might be involved in this. There's other allies that Kaido has. Like, I think we very briefly saw Scratchman Apu at one point, if I remember right. So he might be involved somehow. And it's just like, oh my gosh, just one thing after another, right? And of course, there's Hawkins and Diaz Drake and all of them. So it's just like, this is going to be wild. But I'm very excited to see what happens. So tell me in the comments below what you thought of this episode of One Piece, and thank you so much for tuning in. For now, I'm Connie, and I'm signing off. See you all next time.